in this video, I'm going to show you how to make this delicious Portuguese egg tart. For this recipe, we're going to make our own puff pastry. I know it can be a bit intimidating if you haven't made it before, but I'll show you a simple way to make it. Let's get started. First, we're going to make the puff pastry. All we need is flour, salt, chilled butter cut into small cubes, and ice cold water. In a mixing bowl, add the flour, then salt. Mix it until it's evenly combined. By the way, if you guys want the full recipe, you can check it out at the end of this video, and you can also find it in the description box below. So now, we're going to add the butter. Use your hands to combine until it becomes crumbly. Do this really fast because we want the butter to stay cold. It is very important. When the butter is cold, it doesn't get fully mixed into the dry ingredients, so when we bake it, the cold butter melts and it leaves behind small pockets which create those flaky layers. After that, we're going to pour the cold water. Mix it again using your hands until it forms a dough. You can add a bit more water if it's too dry. Right now it looks a bit rough and messy, but that's what we want to get. We don't really want to overwork the dough right now. Sprinkle a bit of flour on a table, then use a rolling pin to flatten the dough into a roughly 6 by 15 inches rectangle. Make sure that the sides are as even as possible. I'm pretty sure you guys can do better than this. Fold the dough into 3 parts like this. Then do it one more time. Basically, we're creating layers by folding the dough. Now we're going to cover it with cling wrap. Then we're going to refrigerate it for 1 hour. After an hour, we're going to flatten the dough again using a rolling pin. Fold into 3 and flatten it again. And now we're going to fold into 3 again. Wrap with cling wrap. And pop it again in the fridge for another 30 minutes. And we're back again with our dough. We're going to flatten it again. Then fold into 3. We're going to flatten the dough one last time, and this time it's more like a square, around 10 by 12 inches. Roll the dough into a log. Cover it with a cling wrap and refrigerate for 30 minutes, or you can also leave it overnight. It's pretty simple, guys. It's just a lot of folding. So pretty much, if you know how to fold, you can make puff pastry. Next up, we're going to make the custard filling. We have our saucepan here. We're going to add the heavy cream, or you can also use all-purpose cream, sugar, milk, egg yolks, cornstarch, and vanilla extract. We're going to whisk it just until the sugar dissolves. Turn the heat up to medium-low heat. We're going to keep on mixing it with a whisk. Patience and low heat is the key here to make a good custard. You gotta be patient. As you can see, a bit of steam is starting to form. This is the sign that the custard is only a few minutes away from being ready. So we can tell if the custard is thick enough by dipping a spoon in the mixture. So if the custard coats the spoon like this, then we know that it's ready to go. Remove it from the heat and continue to whisk. This is relatively a thin mixture. Learn from my mistake and do not cook the custard into a pudding, otherwise it will dry out too much when you bake it. Whisk it until it's no longer hot. Then we're going to sift the custard to get rid of any lumps. Set this aside to cool completely. Preheat the oven to 230 degrees Celsius. Grab the pastry that we've been chilling in the fridge. I usually cut it in half. Then I cut it into 6 pieces. And another 6, which gives us 12 pieces. Grease the cupcake pan with some butter. We're going to press each piece onto the cupcake pan to make the pastry shell. Or you can also use egg tart molds if you have them. So in total we have 12 pieces, so we can make 12 pastry shells. Pour the custard just until it's below the top of the pastry shell. Don't put too much because it will overflow when you bake it. If you don't have a measuring jug like this, you can just use a spoon to spoon the custard into the pastry. We're going to put the pan in the oven right away because we don't want the custard soaking into the pastry. We will be cooking this for 30 minutes, but after 20 minutes we're going to check if the pastry is browning too fast or the custard is overflowing. If it is, turn off the heat and let the residual heat finish off the baking process. Here we go! Look at these egg tarts dancing up and down, and they just look so yummy. Time to try it! If you make this Portuguese egg tart, tag us on Instagram at PreMC. I would really love to see it. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next video!